quick story. I love Dunkin' Donuts coffee, okay? I'm always happy with their coffee, their taste. I love it, okay? I prefer them over Starbucks. But, Saturday morning, right now it's about 11:30. I'm recording this right before I go to work. I got to work a 1 to 10 shift. Garbage, okay? So I'm recording this off the script Saturday for you guys on Sunday. I woke up a little bit early today because I had to go to the post office. Now, I get to the post office, I gotta pick up a fucking box. It was delivered yesterday. The fucking mailman's too lazy to dump it over my fence where nobody's gonna touch it because the box won't fit into the mailbox, right? The fucking package won't fit into the mailbox. So he was too lazy enough to throw it over my fence. Nobody's gonna see it, nobody's gonna touch it. I gotta fucking make a worthless trip to the post office, pick this fucking thing up, wait 20 minutes in line because everyone's at the post office on a Saturday morning. They got nothing else better to do, right? Get my box. I'm like, you know what? It's early enough. Let me drive through Dunkin' Donuts and get a fucking medium coffee, light and sweet. Get to Dunkin' Donuts. The drive-thru is like fucking 13 cars long. I'm like, fuck this shit. I fucking maneuver my way in there, fucking park my car. I go inside physically, not a soul inside. There's not one fucking person inside waiting in line. I'm like, look at these fucking assholes waiting in line at the drive-thru. Too fucking lazy to get out of their vehicle and fucking manually pay the fucking teller at the counter for a fucking cup of coffee. Alright, I'm excited. I'm in and out, 1, 2, 3. I get my fucking coffee. Put it in my fucking cup holder in the good old Mustang. Drive home. Put my box, my package on the kitchen counter. Take a sip of my coffee. Sit down to do off the script. I realize the coffee is fucking cold. Cold! The guy served me cold coffee. I didn't taste the coffee while I was in the shop because I don't like drinking extremely hot coffee where I gotta burn my fucking mouth. Let it sit for about 10 minutes, then I take my first sip. Everything is good. I get home, the fucking coffee is ice fucking cold. It's like he served me hot coffee, but in reality he served me iced coffee. I don't know. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Now that I told you that worthless fucking story and my fucking frustration this morning, maybe we'll have another rant today. Alright? I don't know what we're going to rant on today. I got Kurt Angle news. I got Alberto Del Rio news. And if you guys didn't, if you guys weren't aware, you're watching Off the Script, episode 27, part 3. Going to close out your weekend nicely. Relax. Join me. Let's talk WWE. As I always say, this is your number one source for all WWE needs. Right here on YouTube.com, and I haven't said it in a. I haven't said this in a while. I haven't said this phrase in a while. But really, fuck those other guys, except Joe Cronin. All right, except Joe Cronin. Speaking of Joe Cronin, I may be doing something with him a little bit later today. I don't know when. I don't know what we're going to be doing. I don't know if we're going to be doing podcast number 2. I don't know if we're going to be sitting down bullshitting about WWE for an hour and a half for your guys' entertainment. I don't know yet. I got to talk to him sometime today. All right? But we're going to be talking about something. We just don't know what. Maybe Brock Lesnar. I want to get his opinion on Brock Lesnar and this whole WWE being backed in a corner regarding Lesnar as the WWE champion. Roman Reigns, being catapulted to the top. This fucking skyrocketed to the top. Got that fucking rocket pack on him, and he doesn't deserve it. He's not going to make me believe he can beat Brock Lesnar. I talked about all this in part 2. Epic Roman Reigns rant. Go and check that out down below if you did miss part 2. Part 1's down there as well. Go and check those 2 parts out if you did miss Off the Script this weekend. Or if you just like waiting for me to post all 3. Watch all 3 consecutively back to back to back. You get a full hour and a half of JD talking WWE. Whichever way you like to watch it, please watch it. Thank you guys for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Labar, Eisenberg, Ghoulish, they're talking about Brock Lesnar. They're talking about Kurt Angle. They're talking about Bully Ray. These stories are big this weekend, guys. So if you missed it on ShareShot, if you want to get those guys' opinions over there, you can go watch them at WrestleZone.com, ShareShot Reality. Their link is right down below. Go and check that shit out. If you want their opinion on Lesnar and what they think about him being the WWE champion. Labar knows it's money. Labar knows this is a good thing and that the WWE really needs to stick to their guns with this. Regarding that rematch with John Cena at Night of Champions, Lesnar cannot lose. Lesnar needs to pretty much dominate once again, just like he did at SummerSlam. But if you want to get their opinion, check out realitywrestlezone.com. Link is down below. They're even uploading now to their YouTube page. I expect you guys to go subscribe, okay? I subscribe. They're taking all the best parts from Chairshot on the weekend on WrestleZone. They're uploading little snippets on YouTube just to give you guys a taste of what really goes on over there. So go check them out. Go subscribe to their YouTube page. Their YouTube channel will be linked down below as well. And Joe Cronin, as always, will be linked down below. YouTube and Twitter, go check him out. He's doing his thing over there. He's about to hit 9,300 subscribers. He's growing at a great rate. Go and support him. And like I said, we might be doing something today. I will let you guys know. Just follow me on Twitter, at JDfromNY206 on Twitter, all right? Now that I fucking talked your ear off, you're probably saying, JD, fucking shut up. Give me the fucking news. I know. Calm down. All right, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle gets blown off by Triple H, calls Vince, and asks for a job, okay? I don't know if this is true or not. I really don't. But this is the full, in-depth detail here. Last week, it was reported that Kurt Angle made a pitch to return to the WWE. The word on that is that he spoke to Triple H, and he was pretty much blown off, okay? I'm going to stop right there. Triple H obviously got to be a fucking retard. Seriously. If you do not see that Kurt Angle is worth something, even now at his age and his condition, which he's currently rehabbing, you would know that if you watched, or not watched, or listened to JR and the Ross Report. He was on there, one of my favorite episodes of the Ross Report. Kurt Angle said that he's rehabbing. He's going to be back at full strength. He's clean. He's sober. He watches the WWE product on a weekly basis with his kids. He knows what's going on. He's got a good knowledge of what is going on in the company. Why wouldn't you want to bring him back? I don't understand it. The money that could be made there is astronomical. Kurt Angle is one of the greatest of all time. A Hall of Famer. Why have problems with him now when you are most certainly going to induct him into the Hall of Fame? I don't understand that. Use him now. Get what you can out of him now. Put him against Bryan, Orton, Lesnar, Cena. You telling me people don't want to see those matches? Those are dream matches, folks. Those are matches that, if you don't see them now, you'll never see them. Period. I don't understand why Triple H doesn't think that way. Angle then called Vince after being blown off by Triple H. He was told that Triple H makes the talent decisions by Vince. Vince was basically playing good cop, bad cop. Mark Madden of WrestleZone.com reported that Triple H wasn't happy about Angle going over his head. Angle might have fucked up there. You don't want to piss off Triple H. I understand that part. Triple H, I understand Angle wants to work for the WWE. He wants to retire in the WWE. But you got to tread lightly here. You left on bad terms. Triple H didn't like it to begin with. Now you're going to go over his head to get to the big dog and Vince? And then Vince turns him down and says, listen, Triple H makes these decisions. I don't know about that, Angle. You might have fucked up everything regarding a WWE return. Basically, Angle pushed the idea of coming back to work a similar schedule that Shawn Michaels worked in his final years in the ring. Angle told Madden that he could work 8 days per month. At most. 8 days per month. That's fucking amazing. You put him on Raw. You put him on a couple of SmackDowns and a pay-per-view. You got Angle for the biggest storylines in WWE during the year. I don't understand what's so wrong with that. He doesn't want to work house shows. He wants to keep his body in tip-top shape. He doesn't want to work the WWE schedule. You're going to have him on almost every television taping. What is so wrong with that? I think the man deserves that accommodation. That's just me. McMahon was adamant in saying that it was not worth the risk. I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. It's said in the past that nothing is worse than putting the company in the position of possibly having an Olympic gold medalist die on their watch. That's what Vince McMahon is afraid of. They're afraid of Kurt Angle dying in the WWE. If Kurt Angle says he's okay, why not believe him? He's clean, he's sober, he's a family man now. Take his word for it. If he fucks up, get rid of him. The negative news stories would be everywhere if that happened. Vince is worried about that. The fact that Angle is approaching WWE might say something about what he thinks of Jeff Jarrett's promotion actually getting off the ground. Following SummerSlam, there have been rumors going around. I'm actually going into the next news story. I fucking mixed these together. I apologize. Kurt Angle is worried that Jeff Jarrett's promotion is not going to get off the ground. He wants to retire in WWE. He mentioned to Jim Ross his contract is up in September, which is a month away, middle of September, and he's done. He's done with TNA. It worked for a while. He was frustrated over the way they were working his character, the storylines that they had going on over there. It was great, and then it became frustrating. He wants to retire in the WWE. He wants his last match to be at WrestleMania. He wants to be in the Hall of Fame, and he wants to be home. If the WWE and Vince, right, can mend relationships and put everything aside with Warrior, Hogan, and they came back for the Hall of Fame. Hogan's back in the WWE. Why not do it for Angle? I don't understand that. It's going to happen with Punk, too. When Punk is ready to come back, you think Vince McMahon is going to say, fuck you? I don't want to see your face ever again? Give me a fucking break, man. Everything needs to be worked out. Everything will work out eventually. I've been watching the fucking WWE for over 25 years. I've seen people come and go. I've seen people leave, and I thought they would never come back. Lo and behold, they're back. Everyone thought Bret Hart was done. What happened? If Bret can forgive Vince and that relationship could be mended, if Bret Hart can be in the same ring as Shawn Michaels and hug, whether you believed it or not, whether you believe they are actually okay with each other now, that's on you. But it happened on Monday Night Raw. Things were put to the side. Shawn Michaels was a different man. Bret Hart was a different man. They reflected on the past. They knew that what happened was a fuck-up. It was a mistake. A handshake was seen in the middle of the ring. A hug was seen in the middle of the ring. If shit like that can happen, why not bring Kurt Angle back? Doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know if this, take this with a grain of salt. I don't know if this story's true or not, but I don't believe it. If Angle wants to be back in the WWE, I find it very hard to believe that Triple H does not see money in Kurt Angle. I find it very hard to believe that Vince does not want someone the caliber of superstar like Kurt Angle back in the WWE. I really don't believe it. So, if this is true or not, I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. AJ Lee. Everyone's saying AJ Lee is done with the WWE. Rumors running rampant on the internet. Following SummerSlam, there have been rumors going around that AJ Lee's SummerSlam match with Paige may have been her last with the WWE. Or if it wasn't, then she'll be wrapping up soon with the company. That is just a rumor and nothing is confirmed. The prevailing story going around is that she and CM Punk want to start a family. If she does, great for her. Okay? I would not be surprised if that was the case. Jim Ross on his latest podcast predicted that AJ Lee would be distancing herself from the company, so perhaps he knows something that nobody else does. Here is his quote, and I quote, "I would predict Paige to regain the title, and we see AJ distance herself from the WWE. That is just my guess." That was 2 weeks ago when he predicted SummerSlam, and that's exactly what he said, okay? Alberto Del Rio, news on Del Rio's release. More news coming about his release. Del Rio will reportedly be doing media appearances in the United States very soon to go into more detail about what happened with his WWE departure, okay? Del Rio's representatives have contacted indie wrestling promoters in the U.S. and said that Del Rio will be taking bookings for autograph signings and matches in the U.S. very soon, because he doesn't feel that WWE's one-year non-compete clause that keeps him from doing MMA and pro wrestling while not paying him will hold up in court. Del Rio's asking price for indie bookings is said to be extremely high. I don't blame him. Del Rio has been upset about WWE social media worker Cody Barbieri not being fired for the incident they were involved in, but for legal reasons hasn't said anything like that publicly. At first, Del Rio was going to speak out in the U.S. media, but decided against it. Now his lawyers will reportedly give him the green light to speak out in the United States. It was also reported by those close to the situation that when Triple H called Del Rio about the departure, he told Del Rio to keep his nose clean, and when the heat died down, they would rehire him in 6 months. Del Rio said he wasn't interested in coming back. Top stars, including Big Show, Randy Orton, and John Cena, all told Del Rio they would push for him to be rehired because most of the locker room was sympathetic to hear what happened. Again, Del Rio made it clear to everyone that he does not want to come back. This is a real sticky situation that the WWE got themselves in. If I was WWE, if I was Vince, if I was Triple H, this Cody Barbieri would be fired immediately. I would have fired him the day of. Not supposed to be saying shit like that, especially to someone like Del Rio, who is an active superstar, who is of a Mexican descent. You're not supposed to be talking about that. You know, I joke around here and there when I do my Mario Kart things and I do my Call of Duty things. Racism is something I do not stand for. A lot of people tend to think, oh, JD, you're a racist. No, I'm not. What I say on here, I do for entertainment when it comes to my video game stuff. I love gaming. I'm good at it, okay? And I like to entertain. I played in a band for 10 years. I love to entertain. It's an adrenaline rush. It makes me feel good to know that people love watching me, and I make them laugh. I make their day. I'm their inspiration, etc., etc. That's what makes me feel good. That's the best part of being on YouTube, all right? Del Rio and this whole racism thing, WWE's in a really sticky situation right now. This guy needs to be fired, Cody Barbieri. I don't blame Del Rio for not wanting to come back at all. You know, they weren't really doing anything with his character anyway. He would be more successful, more of a household name if he goes in the independents and just wreaks havoc on everybody. You know, go down to AAA, go to Mexico, make a name for yourself. He doesn't need WWE to make money. He can request anything he wants money-wise to be on the independent circuit. He can sell merchandise. He's not contracted to the WWE anymore. Yada, yada, yada. He could probably make more money now than he was with the WWE. Same thing with Dolph Ziggler. Justin LaBar talked about Ziggler. Listen, they're not doing anything with Ziggler. He could go on the independents and request whatever he wants. Sell merchandise, blah, blah, blah. Do this, do that. You know, people want to see Ziggler. People would be dying to book Ziggler on their shows. I'm sure the same thing is about Del Rio. He's a former WWE champion. He won the biggest Royal Rumble of all time. Why wouldn't people want that name on their show headlining? I don't blame Del Rio at all. If he comes back, it's up to him. Triple H gave him the option, let everything die down. 6 months, we'll rehire you. You'll be back on TV. He doesn't want it. He's sticking to his guns. Good for Del Rio. He's going to be more successful now than he was in the WWE. So I really hope he does what makes him happy, because that's the one thing people want. They want to do what they love and be happy. They don't want to be around negativity, and they don't want, you know, the big corporate dilemma and the drama, blah, blah, blah. He's happy on the independents, man. He could work for himself and make just as much money. Why would he want to give that up? If he's happy, he's happy. Let him do what he wants to do. Dean Ambrose news. This may not, sit well with some of you Dean Ambrose fans. I'm a big Dean Ambrose guy. Dean Ambrose was my favorite ever since the Shield started. But according to Dave Meltzer, this may upset Dean Ambrose fans. Dean Ambrose may be getting a strong following from fans at shows and online, but WWE officials do not see him being ready for a main event spot in the company yet. Right now, the big push is for Roman Reigns, so it may be a while before they realize that Ambrose can be a main eventer, if they ever do realize Ambrose is a main eventer. Ambrose should be pushed more than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is not ready. I think Roman Reigns should be in the mid-card, maybe capture a U.S. title, an Intercontinental title. Ambrose and Rollins are putting on the feud of the year. You know, two mid-card guys, I talked about this in part 2. Two mid-card guys putting on the feud of the year, and everyone's talking about it. If you could put on mid-card matches such as that, why can't you do it everybody else? Roman Reigns is not going to be ready. He's not ready. He's not going to be ready for a long time. Again, I talked about this on part 2. But Ambrose, I see as a future main eventer. Hopefully it happens. Hopefully WWE is smart enough to realize this, and they do what needs to be done with Ambrose eventually. It's too soon for any of these guys. It's too soon. Rollins may have the briefcase, but it's too soon for any of them to be catapulted up to that position, okay? I see Ambrose as a main eventer. I see Rollins as a main eventer. Roman Reigns could be a main eventer, but he's got a lot of work to do, okay? This is what the WWE's plan needs to be. Build main eventers, as many as you can now, to get ready for the future. Ambrose is certainly one of them. David Shoemaker, I don't know. That's what it says here. David Shoemaker, I don't know. The author of The Squared Circle, Life, Death, and Professional Wrestling, noted on his Twitter that he's heard Daniel Bryan needs Tommy John surgery. If you're familiar with MLB baseball, Tommy John surgery is something, or an elbow injury, elbow surgery that pitchers usually get. If a pitcher gets Tommy John surgery, since most of his baseball career relies on his arm, whether he be a righty or a lefty, 12 months, anywhere between 12 and 15 months you could be out in MLB baseball. Tommy John surgery, Daniel Bryan reportedly needs this surgery, and he will be out at least another 3 more months. Shoemaker also is a journalist for the Grantland.com and Deadspin.com sites. He wrote it, I'm hearing Daniel Bryan needs Tommy John surgery and will be out at least 3 more months. Tommy John surgery is a procedure where the ulnar collateral ligament in the medial elbow is replaced with a tendon from somewhere else in the body. The procedure is common among athletes, especially baseball players, like I just briefly mentioned. It was named after the first baseball player to undergo the surgery, former MLB pitcher Tommy John. What a coincidence. Bryan, listen, Bryan needs to do what he's got to do to get back. Hopefully he's back by the Royal Rumble. He's my pick to win the 2015 Royal Rumble, okay? As noted over the weekend, SummerSlam tradition in Los Angeles is over, and they will be doing the show in New York, New Jersey next year. Pretty exciting. This year there was less activities around town, and there were no parties with celebrities. There was no fan access this year. The buildings being talked about for next year include the Barclays Center in Brooklyn or the Izod Center in New Jersey. There's also talk about doing the show at MetLife Center, the site of WrestleMania 29. The impression was given that it's too expensive to run Madison Square Garden for a major show these days. I would prefer MSG. Easier to get to. It's excitement. It's Madison Square Garden. I would love that to be the case. Barclays Center, again, it's the newest place in town where people are booking shows and concerts and events and all this. I heard it's nice. I've never been there yet. Very easy to get to. Right on the 6 line. I can just take the 6 train here in New York City and get to the Barclays Center. Izod Center, I mean, I don't want to travel out to Jersey if I do decide to go next year. MetLife Stadium or MetLife Center. I don't think the WWE is going to fill MetLife Center. Is there another place around MetLife Stadium where there's a smaller venue? Because I don't see SummerSlam getting 80,000 fucking people to fill that big football stadium. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if there's another smaller venue around the area of Giant Stadium or Jet Stadium. You know, that's where the 2 professional football teams play football. I don't know. I would prefer MSG, but I would be okay with Brooklyn. So I'm going to see if I can gather my thoughts and, get some money squared away. Maybe I'll show up at SummerSlam next year. Maybe I'll do a live review and just film everything. Get a nice little camera, film everything for you guys, put it on YouTube. Should be pretty fun, right? We'll worry about that next year. It's really too soon. We got a full year away from that, but I'll keep you guys updated on what I plan to do. Finally, guys, Night of Champions this year, headlined by John Cena vs. Brock Lesnar rematch, is considered to be more important than SummerSlam because the first 6-month WWE Network subscriptions expires on September 2nd. Night of Champions is considered the big first hook for hardcore fans to renew. SummerSlam drew a sellout crowd of over 14,000 on Sunday night. At the Staples Center on TV, they announced that the attendance, which was 17,357. Night of Champions is going to be pretty much SummerSlam rematches with stipulations, headlined by Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. Lesnar needs to win, no questions about it. As we get closer to Night of Champions, I will be going over the card. I'll probably do something with Joe Cronin right before the pay-per-view goes live on the WWE Network. But that is off the script, guys. That is what I got for this Sunday. Let me know what you guys think of Kurt Angle, Alberto Del Rio, and all the biggest stories this past weekend. Leave a comment down below. Leave a like on your way out. Greatly helps out my channel. I will keep you guys posted on what I do with Joe Cronin on Sunday afternoon. Just follow me on Twitter at JDfromNY206. Go follow Joe, YouTube and Twitter down below. Chairshot Reality down below. Go check everything out, guys. These are the guys that support me. I'm supporting them right back. That's what I do. That's what YouTube is for. Thank you guys for joining me for Off the Script. I might be back. I got no work Tuesday morning. I might do a Monday Night Raw review. If not, don't be surprised if you don't see one. People aren't enjoying it as much. You much rather see me do Off the Script. So I may just cut that away from my weekly uploads. We'll see. If I'm in the mood, I'll do it. If not, don't kill me. All right? Monday Night Raw really isn't going to be that big. Cena's going to be there on Monday to talk about what happened at SummerSlam with Lesnar. It is what it is. You might see me, you might not. Don't get upset if you don't see me, all right? Until then, guys, take care. I will talk to you soon. Off the script next week. I'll have more news and rumors, so I'll see you on Friday. Take care, guys, and I'll talk to you later.